Hello there. How's it going, everybody? Let's see here. I would like to see chat. There we go. Okay. So, hopefully everybody's doing okay. I'm going to play some music. What's a good soundtrack to play? Let's do some EU4. Da, 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 da. That seems good to me. And if the audio doesn't sound good, or if things need to be louder or softer, please do let me know. For some reason, I can't hear anything. Let me go back here. Interesting. Why is this not playing? Let me go ahead and try that again. Okay. So, actually, what I'm going to go ahead and do is ping the Discord. There's a live stream. And don't know why that's not playing any music. Okay. Now, why is that not playing music? Let's try this. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Okay, that worked. I had to plug in and unplug. That always works. Okay, audio output capture. Cool. Okay. I'm not sure what would be the best thing to do at the moment. So if somebody has something specific that they'd like to have us do, just say, probably geography related, but you know, I can be flexible. I'm gonna put this over here. What I'm gonna start off with, let's go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and do some sporcle. Why not? Who doesn't love some good sporcle? Now I'm going to switch this over to Firefox. That should work. Interesting. Okay. Now then, a lot of ads on here. Let me go to categories, not that. Let's do a random geography quiz. Let me rearrange this just so that everybody can see. Sounds good. I'll just make this smaller, make myself smaller. That should about work. Can you eliminate one country beginning with an S as the weakest link for each round and reveal the winner. I'm not sure. Population. Pick the weakest link. So the least populated? I would assume San Marino. It's like 50,000 or something. Smallest in land area after that. Sri Lanka's not that big. Singapore's gotta be the answer. Number of borders. So Singapore only has one. Are there any... Oh no, not Singapore. Senegal has more than one. Gambia has one, which is Senegal. Senegal borders Mali, I think. South Africa's got like 5. It's got a lot. Sweden has 2. South Korea's only got 1. So unless there's an island... Well, Sri Lanka has kind of a land border. Not really. They have a water border. Hi, Dutchy. How's it going? But I think there used to be a land bridge there. So I don't know how that counts. If there's a bridge, but I guess Sweden doesn't have a border with Denmark. Unless there's an island. There might be an island. Okay, years since gaining independence. South Sudan is the newest country in the world. Average annual rainfall. Sudan's got to be pretty low. Oh, Saudi Arabia. Number of letters in the capital. Sweden's only got 4. So, no. Oslo is Norway. What's Sweden? Switzerland's only 4. Is Switzerland here? Yeah, Bern. It's the capital of Sweden. Helsinki's Finland. Oslo's Norway. Copenhagen's Denmark. I can never remember Sweden. Stockholm. There it is. Number of colors on the flag. Korea's got 3. 3's pretty small. I mean, does white count? I guess white counts, so 4. South Africa's got a lot. Sweden's only got 2. Population density. Sudan is very sparsely populated. Territory in Africa. The smallest? South Korea, because Spain has some. Smallest coastline. It's got to be Senegal. Number of capital cities would be Spain. Wonder is South Africa. Okay, cool. Like that. Random geography quiz. Very fun. Hi, Austria-Hungary. How's it going? And let me know. Too low is in volume. That is totally reasonable. So let me go ahead and turn up my volume. That should be better. If it's too loud, let me know, but that should be okay. No. I set a little further back than where... Yeah, that should be good. I'm getting about -12. I hate audio. Okay. Let's see here. Rome, Vatican City from Google Satellite. I'm not doing that. Okay. Cuba quiz. This could be interesting. Okay, great. Thank you, idiotic guy. Not idiotic. Okay, official name. Definitely not Cuba. But it's probably like People's Republic of Cuba. It might just be Republic of Cuba. Yeah. Flag color, they've got red, white, and blue. President, I don't know. But Castro was leader forever. Official motto, no idea. Havana Unana. Government type is democracy? Communist? Socialist Republic. Okay. So communism isn't a government type. It's a... I mean, yeah. You can be a communist democracy, communist dictatorship. They're a socialist republic, so essentially democracy. Independence Day. Oh, I don't know. Independence Day. Well, they got... I don't even know what Independence Day they would celebrate. Well, I guess just from Spain. Yeah. They were part of the United States for very briefly. Okay. Independence from Spain? United States. They were part of the U.S. very, very briefly. National anthem, I don't know. Spanish, Catholic, 18? 20, 21, 16. Okay. Number of provinces, 12-ish, maybe? 10? I don't know. Special municipality. Guantanamo. That's probably an answer somewhere. Guantanamo. Don't know. Second largest city. I don't know. I only know Havana. Primary continent is North America. Second largest island. Don't know. Caribbean Sea is the lowest point. Longest river, also don't know. Lake. Cuban, drives on the right. Internet code. Currency is peso. Popular sport would be football or soccer. Soccer? That's not their most popular sport. Oh, baseball. They love baseball. It's a huge sport there. Patron saint. I don't know. Saint Mary? I don't know very many saints. Largest import and export. Import might be like oil? Food? Largest export. Tobacco? Sugar? Yeah. Largest import. What would they import? Maybe some sort of meat? Pork? Beef? Cars? Number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I don't know. Probably like... It's probably quite a few. I don't know. It's probably all that I'll be able to get. Hello. Hello there, Aaron the Fan Man. How's it going? Okay, so... I don't know their current president. Homeland or death, we shall overcome. May 20th, 1902. Bayamo song. 15 provinces. Don't know how to say that. Largest import poultry, so it was some kind of meat. I feel like 12 million? I feel like they could have a chicken industry. Does not have to import. Laguna de Leche. Milk Lake. And the rest I don't know. Oh, Santiago de Cuba. There's a lot of Santiagos. It's Saint... It's not Saint Ian. Saint something. I don't know what it... I don't know who Santiago is in English. Okay, so let's see. Random geography quiz again. Let's see here. Oh, no. Just want a random geography quiz. I don't want to pick. 10 down. Oh, this is interesting. Name one of... This has got to be quick. Largest coastlines. California. Longest rivers. Missouri. Tennessee. Oahu. Sacramento. Guam. San Diego. Utah? No. Wyoming. Queens. Michigan. Boom. Got it. Sorry I didn't read all those. Those are fun. I like these. 10 down blitz language. That could be fun. I don't know sports very well. So let me see here. Okay. Let's play this. 1 to 10. Un. Verb. Hindi. Thursday. 7 days of the week. Monstag. Thursdag. Thor's dog. Dog. Sundag. I don't know. I think dog is German for English, or German for day. Going all right. Seeing a vid on Ohio, your home state. Oh, very cool. Never far from a major city. Ohio's pretty unique in that regard, which is pretty cool. Um, uh, yeah. City of Aviation. Yeah, I'm from Wichita, actually, which is the air capital of the world, is what it used to be called. I don't think anybody does anymore because Boeing left. Montauk. Oh, it's a T. Darn. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go back to a different geography quiz. Random geography quiz. Four corners, states, cities. No, I don't. Not good at that. But yeah, Ohio is very interesting in that it has a lot of large cities, which didn't happen out west. California does, but California's huge. Texas is sort of the same way, that it's very big. Ohio has a lot of large cities in a small-ish area. And if you compare it to states that are older, so basically the original 13 colonies, like Pennsylvania has 2 large cities. New York has 2 or 3. But those are the 2 that are comparable in size. Well, I guess southern states. So like Virginia has 2 or 3. Florida has 4, but is bigger and longer, so it's more spread out. Ohio has a few large cities. So it's got Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Toledo. And I'll just pull up a map. They're all, it's like spokes of a wheel. Coming out from Columbus, which is in the center. Okay, so yeah, I've got Columbus here in the middle, and Cleveland, Toledo up north, and down here Cincinnati, and Dayton's pretty big too. And then you've got Akron, which is also pretty big, but basically is part of the Cleveland metro. But Ohio is very interesting because you would think that it would be like an agricultural state, which is definitely how it started. And the states that followed, so Illinois, Indiana, and even like Iowa, Minnesota, they get one large population center. And everybody would just move there if they were to go from being rural, like small town folk or farmers. They would move to the one big city in the area. But Ohio didn't do that. And part of the reason is that people founded cities very early on in Ohio's history. So the cities were made because they were located, at least this is true of Toledo, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. The three, well, Columbus is bigger now, but these 3 cities are right on the Ohio River for Cincinnati, and then you have Cleveland and Toledo on Lake Erie. This is where people would come on boats, right? And then you have down here is Marietta, which didn't grow that big. And so people would found cities before farms spread out across the rest of the state. So if you look at Kansas, I'll just take Kansas as an example because I'm more familiar with it. Kansas was purely agricultural, and you had small towns pop up. And then once the population grew enough and there were enough people living here, it started to conglomerate into large cities. And they basically only made 2, one of which is just the suburb area around Kansas City in Missouri. So on the Kansas side, and then Wichita. And instead of making a new city, maybe out west where Dodge City is, people would just move to Wichita or move to Overland Park or Kansas City, Kansas. And so no other city had the potential to grow. Ohio, on the other hand, they had choices. And so people who were, well, for one thing, these cities grew pretty quickly compared to states further out west. So Cincinnati and Cleveland grew to be decently sized within the first maybe 40, 50 years of their existence. And people would spread out from the cities instead of people from smaller communities conglomerating and creating a city. It worked the other way. And that's part of the reason that you have a bunch of large cities in Ohio. It's a very weird case. I can't think of any other states that really did that. Florida, all the cities are on the coast and they're built on good ports, except Orlando, which is central. Texas is just very spread out, so it had more opportunity. Nebraska has 2 larger cities, but most states can handle like 2 at most. Ohio got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you count Dayton. Which is fair because like Cleveland maybe like counts as 2 because I don't know. It's very spread out. This is, with little exception, this is an entirely developed metro area. Georgia followed the railroad. A lot of states further out west follow the railroad. Georgia, a lot of large cities like Atlanta predate the railroads, but definitely were helped by it. But if you let's look at Nebraska cities map. Nebraska is the most obvious of this. Okay. So just look at these cities that snake here. And I know there's dots everywhere, but in terms of population, the ones on what is today I-80 are sort of the bigger ones. So you've got Omaha, Lincoln, and then like these are small towns, but they're bigger than these small towns. And this was the Transcontinental Railroad, or one of them, one of the large railroads. And these towns just popped up, and you'll see they're kind of equidistant from each other. But Nebraska was definitely a railroad state. Okay, let's see here. Countries by last letter. No, I don't think alphabetically. Capitals of Asia that start with a vowel. Again, I don't know. Okay, are states blitz? No. No. Can you name the countries, world capitals, U.S. states, and U.S. state capitals whose names are at least 12 letters? I could probably get half, but I don't want to. Imbalanced sex countries. 85. That's not percentages. Let's see here. Landmarks spelling bee. No. 5 geography, 5 sims. Okay. African countries on the Tropic of Capricorn. That maybe like Namibia, Angola, DRC, South Africa, Lesotho, Eswatini, okay, Botswana, Mozambique, and Madagascar. Okay, oceans, Pacific, Atlantic, Arctic, Southern, Indian, provinces and territories of Canada beginning with N. Nunavut, Northwest territories, starting with N. Newfoundland and Labrador. No. U.S. states bordering the Pacific. Okay. Hawaii, Alaska, California, Oregon, Washington. World capitals ending with city. Mexico. Oh, good. Mexico, Panama, Kuwait, Vatican. Another one? Guatemala. I don't know why Central America, like, so many cities. Well, I guess there's ciudad in Spanish. Okay. Provinces and territories begin with N. Northwestern Nunavut, British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick is one. Do that. And then, oh yeah, hello, hi, you got that one too. The last one, New Brunswick, there's, what's the one that's next to Maine? I feel like it might be that one. Nova Scotia. That is right. I think that I was thinking of Newfoundland and Labrador, but it might be Nova Scotia. I think Nova Scotia is even further north. The Atlantic territories. Or the Atlantic provinces. No. Outside the box splits, hidden neighbors of Pakistan. No, I don't like anagrams, to be quite honest. Countries after F and J. No. Letterfall. No, I don't like that. 10 most visited countries in Europe. Does this have question marks? Okay, so France is one. Germany, Spain, UK. Now I'm not sure. Italy. Now I'm not sure. So Turkey? Yeah. Maybe the Netherlands? Oh, you can get wrong. Okay. Poland. Really? Iceland has a lot of layovers, but it can't be Iceland. Greece. I have only one wrong left. So, Portugal is pretty popular. Switzerland, Austria, might be Austria. Kind of thinking Croatia, maybe. Yeah, Croatia is a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna go Croatia. Nope. It was Austria, Portugal, and Russia. I was thinking maybe Russia, but they dropped off in terms of tourism since, like, you know what. Let's see here. Erase the USA, no outlines. This is fun. South Dakota. Oh, that was barely. Texas. Georgia. Montana. Oregon. Illinois. Oklahoma. Hawaii. Ohio. Kentucky. Arkansas. Delaware. It's right here. It's actually not that hard. Kansas, Alaska, Michigan, South Carolina. Okay, so Vermont's like here. I bet that's it too. Come on. I feel like I clicked it. Whatever. Smallest countries, country by land border. Secret country. No, those quizzes are bad. Is it in India? No. Eyeless African countries. No. Male majority states. No. 7-letter Asian countries. No. Not only, but also. What does that mean? Not only does our country consist of over 900 islands, but also one of them was the site of the World War II Battle of Guadalcanal. That is the Philippines. Right? Or was it Indonesia? Oh, Guadalcanal. It might be the Marshall Islands. I'm going to skip that. Nah, I bet it's Marshall Islands. Damn. That's Papua New Guinea. They have the most languages of any country. We have 9 sheep for every human. That's New Zealand. Not only are we the only country in the world to fall into all 4 hemispheres, that is Kiribati. Do we have 3? Not only do we have 3 of the world's 15 largest deserts, it's got to be Australia. Not only are we a kingdom, our capital city has an apostrophe in its name. Is it Tonga? Yeah, I know Tonga's a kingdom, and I remember their capital looked interesting. Okay, not only does our flag feature the UK, so it's probably Fiji, but also our highest point is just 15 feet above sea level. I feel like Fiji has a taller... Okay, I don't think any of these other ones have a British flag, so... Ah, dang it! Okay, not only did we gain our independence from New Zealand, but also until 1997, our country's name was prefixed by the word Western. So it's maybe Western Samoa? Yeah. That would make sense. I didn't know that they had a older one. Is Palau? Okay. Palau does have the UK flag. Okay, not only does our country consist entirely of atolls, but also the US detonated 67 atomic bombs. That is the Marshall Islands. Okay, not only are we ranked by the UN as the country most at risk of natural disaster, but also one of our tribes still worships Prince Philip. Oh, I've heard that, but I don't remember. I think it might be Micronesia. Dang, it's probably Solomon Islands. Okay. Peekaboo Nadios. Hello, European Union. Thank you for stopping by. Not only do we have a blue flag with a yellow moon, so Palau. No. Tuvalu? No, it's Palau. But also something... Is it Palau? What is the country? It's, Is it Tuvalu? I know it's not Vanuatu, it's not Micronesia, it's not Nauru. It might be... Is it Palau? Okay, thank goodness. Okay, thank you, hello, hi. Hi, Sardine. Not only are we the world's smallest island nation, but also we are the world's biggest nation in terms of obesity. That might... I think it's Nauru or Tuvalu. I think it's Nauru. Okay. Not only do we have the shortest country and capital names in the world, but also we have the largest Hindu temple in the southern hemisphere. We have the shortest country and capital names in the world. Fiji's capital is Funafuti, which isn't that short, so I don't know what it's talking about. Tuvalu, you say, Harmony? Go with that. Nah. Not only does our country consist of 4 federated states, Micronesia is literally the federated states of Micronesia, but also we were a US-administered territory until 1979. That sounds right. Okay, so Fiji is the shortest country and capital names in the world. It can't be the shortest capital name in the world, because it's Funafuti. Comments? Say anything? Okay. Moving on. Progressively harder U.S. states by outline. No. No. Baku. Oh. Yeah, because that's 4 letters. And there's multiple countries that have a 4-letter name. Laos. Peru. I don't get that. Fiji's capital is Suva. Oh, is it? Is Funafuti the capital of something else? What is Funafuti? Capital of Tuvalu. Well, I'm stupid. Okay. I really thought Funafuti was the capital of Fiji. Okay. Don't know where that entered my brain. Risky map clicking. No. No. No, I'm not good at letters. Interesting. Clickable OPEC nations. Nope, I don't know. Foreign-born population of Portugal. I would just be guessing. Other than, like, Europe. Let's see here. 4 to 13 letter E places. Okay. So these all start with the letter E. Stratovolcano located in Sicily, that is Mount Etna. Country containing the Great Pyramid is Egypt. Highest mountain in Europe is Elba? No. I thought it was the Matterhorn. Never mind. Baltic country with Tallinn is Estonia. Most populated landlocked country in Africa is Ethiopia. Capital city of Scotland is Edinburgh. Smallest Central American country, El Salvador. Spanish region bordering Portugal is Elbruz. Elbruz. I'm not sure. It might have a different spelling. Pacific location known for its moai is Easter Island. Political and economic partnership governed union. Yeah. But it's supposed to be 6 letters. And that's 7. So, I don't know if there's another spelling. Elbruz? It's Elbrus, apparently. Hello, Egyptian PB artist. Welcome. Okay, so now Spanish region bordering Portugal, whose capital is Merida. I only know La Mancha is a Spanish region, and then like Basque and other stuff up north. So I don't know. Extremadura. No, I don't know that. Is that a U.S. city? No. JFK International Destinations. I don't. Okay. Top 50. So it's not even all. Yeah. Facts about Morocco. No. D-word metros. No. 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 Welcome. You're welcome to bother. You know, you're not really a bother. State border chain minefield 4. No. 4. Oh, geography bunker. That's usually fun. Which city is the Golden Gate Bridge? That is San Francisco. Capital of Russia is Moscow. Kenya. What country is the Forbidden City located in? China. These get harder, by the way. Largest lake in North America is Superior. Largest population, Indonesia. Juba is the capital of... I want to say South Sudan, but I'm not sure. Your suggestion? Let me see here. Maybe cover some African conflicts that aren't really heard of, like the Congo Wars. Let me see here. Yeah, that would be interesting. I was thinking Sudan. Okay, cool. Yeah. There's a video that I want to make about the Grand Renaissance Dam in Ethiopia, which isn't like a military conflict, but it is a geopolitical conflict between Ethiopia, Sudan, maybe South Sudan, and Egypt. Did I say Ethiopia and Egypt? I might have just said Egypt twice. Which country's flag includes an AK-47? That is Mozambique, or Mozambiqua. Which country would you find Mount Chimborazo? It's in Ecuador, which is the tallest mountain in the world in terms of distance from the center of the Earth to the peak. It is taller by that measure than Everest. Fun fact. What is the longest river of Europe? I think it's the Volga. Yeah. Countries is landlocked. Equatorial Guinea's not. Albania's not. Germany's not. Austria is. What country is Southern Rhodesia called today? I believe it is now Botswana. It might be Zimbabwe, but I think Zimbabwe was just Rhodesia, and Botswana was Southern Rhodesia. But I don't know if Southern Rhodesia is just the full name of what Zimbabwe was. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. Hello, hi, what do you think? You said Zimbabwe and then no. You might be thinking the same thing as me. It's Botswana? Okay. Hello, hi, do you get a thought? We can see. I think it's Botswana. Gonna lock it in. It's Zimbabwe? Zimbabwe seems right. Yeah, it was Zimbabwe. Good. It was just called Southern Rhodesia. I've only ever heard Rhodesia. Which European country replaced its currency with a euro in 2014? Wasn't Spain. It might have been Latvia. I kind of want to say it's Finland. I don't think it was Greece. I don't know what currency. They had the drachma. Did they get rid of the drachma recently? I don't know. I don't keep up with this stuff. What do y'all think? I've seen Latvia, which I don't even know if Finland uses it. Let's go with Latvia. That seems right. Yeah. Which of these countries is largest by population? So these are all pretty small. So Monaco's like the smallest in Europe. And it might be Andorra. Andorra's the only one that's like got multiple towns. Liechtenstein might, but Liechtenstein you can rent the whole country. Like literally you can rent it out. Andorra, yeah. Which of these Japanese islands is the northernmost? Hokkaido. That's easy. Okay, so we did it. Good job, everybody. Yeah, I probably would have not gotten that without your help. So thank you. Thank you very much. Let's do the next one. Geography Bunker 6. Which of these countries is located in Asia? So these first ones are easy. Capital of Egypt is Cairo. Not border Brazil. Libya. Great Wall of China. Defend invaders of Mongolia. Largest by area. It's Iran. That scared me for a second. It took a second to register. San Jose is the capital of Costa Rica. Yeah. Which of the following is not one of the three countries in the world to begin with a unique first letter? Oman, yes. Qatar, yes. Japan, no. What is the longest river in Asia? That I don't know. So it's not the Ganges and it's not the Mekong. I think it's the Yangtze River. But is it the yellow? I get them confused. I think it's the Yangtze. Is it the yellow? It might be. Also, I've ruled out Ganges. Yeah, the ads are weird. Let me... Oh, I can close it. You know Egypt's trying to build a new capital by scratch because skyscrapers. Yeah, yep, they're calling it... What are they even calling it? I don't know if there's an official name yet. Might just be New Cairo. New administrative capital. East of New Cairo. It's just called New Administrative Capital. I don't know if they're going to name it. Okay, it's Yangtze or something. It's either Yangtze or yellow. I think it... I'm going to go Yellow River. Yellow River goes further. Dang it. Okay. I'm going to do a different geography quiz. Top 3 populated countries per letter. That is interesting. Okay, so let's do Zambia, Zimbabwe, Yemen, Qatar, Oman, Japan, Jamaica, Jordan. These are easy because there's not options. Vietnam, Venezuela, Vatican. What's the other V country? Vietnam, Venezuela, Vanuatu. Wow. Okay, so Portugal. No. Panama. No. Okay. USA. United States, UK. Oh, it's Ukraine. No, it's not. United States, United Kingdom, UAE. It's not Ukraine or Uzbekistan. Interesting. Ethiopia. Estonia. Let's see here. Let's get big ones. Indonesia, China, India, Brazil, Bangladesh. Yeah, it's definitely Uganda. Very good. Let me see here. T, Turkey. Turkey. Okay, so DRC, Republic of the Congo. Yeah, Iran. Good one. Hungary, Haiti, Honduras. Yeah. G. Georgia. G. Don't know. Okay, so another B one would be like Belgium. I don't know how small these go. So Ethiopia, El Salvador doesn't have many people. East Timor is definitely not it. Argentina. Gambia? Not Gambia. Oh, Angola? No, not Angola. Algeria. It's pretty big. 11 of 88 counties in Ohio don't have the county seat as their largest city. That's pretty fun. Guinea? No. Guinea-Bissau, maybe Equatorial Guinea? No. Eritrea? No. I got Vietnam. Thailand. Indonesia. Oh, Philippines. Oh, Ghana's a good one. It's not any of the Guineas. Guyana? No. Colombia? Peru? Chile? No. Venezuela, got that. Colombia, Argentina, Chile, Brazil. That's probably all for the Americas. Or South America. Mexico. Definitely. Oh, it is Canada. Okay. So that's probably it for the Americas, I would assume. Brunei. Let's see here. Papua New Guinea? No. You almost failed geography test because you got distracted and drew Yowie on it. I don't know what a Yowie is. Oh, Nigeria is a good one. Gabon? Not Gabon. Let's see here. India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, Indonesia. Oh, Malaysia. Not Malaysia. Saudi Arabia. No. The S's are probably pretty big, I would think. Spain? Spain's like 30 million, 50 million. Might be South Africa. Yeah. It's not Spain. Interesting. It's not going to be South Sudan. I think they're less populated. Yeah. But Sudan. New Zealand? No. Oh, Australia, maybe? No. What's another big country? Not Mozambique. Oh, South Korea. Good, good, good. Mongolia is not very populated. So, let's see here. Russia? Oh, good. Rwanda. Good. Romania? Yeah, that's the R's. Nice one. Austria? No. Hungary, maybe? Oh, no, got all the H's. G. So, G is Ghana and Guatemala. Romania, France, yeah. Fiji and another F, Finland. Germany. Yep, totally. E countries. So there's Ethiopia. It's not El Salvador. It could be. It's not Eritrea. It's not England. It's not Eritrea. I'll type it again. Just in case. E. Maybe Laos. Luxembourg. Liechtenstein. You're an E? True. Netherlands? Belgium? Another E country. East Timor. It's the only other one coming to mind. Denmark. Djibouti. Dominican Republic. Okay. K is Kazakhstan, Kiribati, Kyrgyzstan, and Kenya. Very good. Yeah, definitely Ecuador. Ecuador, Peru. Let's see. Are there P's left? Paraguay? No. T's. I've spelled Kyrgyzstan many times. It's a fun one. Its capital is Bishkek. Let's see here. Hi. Hello, Ledinubot. I don't know. I don't really think alphabetically, so it's kind of hard for me. Oh, North Korea. Nepal, Libya. Should have got that. Lebanon would have taken forever for me. Pakistan should have got. I was trying to think what countries border India, but I kept going east. Egypt. Oh, that was a big mess. Afghanistan. I needed to go into Central Asia more in my head. Okay. That was fun. Let's do another geography one. No. It just takes practice to spell Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan. I don't know. Criteria K cities. That didn't seem fun. Loading. Asian capitals crossword. No. 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 Regions of Madagascar. No. Through the kaleidoscope landmarks. No. That would just hurt my eyes. Ultimate Geography Challenge. Country, capital, state. L? No. I don't want to do that. 10 closest capitals to Tokyo. No, I'm bad at capitals. I can get like 5 of them. Probably. And that's it, because those are the Asian ones. And then the rest are going to be like Oceania. Countries with the largest metros. Interesting. Okay, do this. I assume that China's going to pop up. Okay, so all of them do. So China, India, USA, France, Germany, Indonesia, Philippines, Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam's got a couple. Maybe just one. Interesting. Okay. South Korea, Japan. Let's see here. Mexico's got one. I don't know how big Guatemala is. No. So Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela might be up there. No. Let's see. Now we're getting into ones. There's some 14 million ones missing. Pakistan, Afghanistan. No. Kazakhstan, maybe. No. UK. Yeah, good one. Ireland's probably not. Rome's pretty big. Turkey's definitely up there. Russia's got 2 or 3. I don't know if Ukraine would be. No. Poland? Maybe. Let's see here. Denmark? Sweden. So I think that might be it. Oh, did I get Spain? Might be about it. Netherlands? No. Okay, that might be it for Europe. I'm gonna move on. Panama City's kind of big. Toronto's pretty big. Okay. There's some on here that are only like 3 or 4 million. Oh, I haven't done any in Africa, so let's do Ethiopia. Kenya. Nigeria's got 2, at least. DRC's probably got 1. Oh, Cairo's up there for sure. Algiers is pretty big. Morocco's probably not. Libya, Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, Somalia, UAE. Oh, Sydney's pretty big. Yeah, it's plenty big to be over 3 million. 86 out of 100. Okay, so the rest might be kind of weird. Not weird, but just like not what I'm thinking. So I think I already got Indonesia. Singapore's at least 4 million. Yeah. So what else do we have here? Is Athens over 4 million? No, apparently not. I don't think Riyadh is. Okay, Riyadh is pretty big. Israel might be. No. Jordan? Syria? Damascus is decent sized. Okay, so let me just try Portugal. No. Haiti. Dominican Republic. I think Havana's like 1 million, so it's not that big. Okay, what else? Laos? Cambodia should have... Nope. Don't think Mongolia. North Korea shouldn't. It's only got like 6 million people total. I already got Vietnam. I'll type it just in case. Myanmar. Okay. Oh, Bangladesh probably got 3. Yeah. Okay. Bangladesh. No. Okay. What other countries? Thinking Asia. Iran. Yeah. Iraq? Yeah. Not Saudi Arabia. Oh, South Africa. Good. Yeah. Botswana. No, there's not going to be anything else down there. Maybe Angola. Yeah. DRC. Republic of the Congo. Niger. Nigeria. Ghana. Senegal. Morocco. What else do we got? Well, I'm missing 5. Croatia. Ethiopia. Ukraine, Poland. What else am I missing in Africa? Some decent sized cities there. Kenya. No. No. New Zealand? I don't think so. I tried Taiwan. You don't like Croatia. You used a J. That's very Croatian of you, though. Honduras. Let's see. Nicaragua. Panama, Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, Uruguay. Paraguay. Oh, Chile. Peru. And Ecuador. Okay, I got Chile and Peru in there at the last second. Let's see, I missed Cote d'Ivoire, Sudan, and Afghanistan. Thought I typed Afghanistan. Must have spelled it wrong. What a shame. L cities by clue. No. Landmark spelling test. No. No. Collect the most populous states of Mexico. No. Largest islands of the Mediterranean. I know 5 of those. The rest I don't. Unless one was Corfu. I don't know whatever island it was doing in the Greek archipelago. No. No. African population bunker. Can you figure out which of these African places has the highest population? Probably not. Flag color, Japan. Where am I in Europe? No. Official state grab bag. Okay. I will be right back. I got to go to the restroom, but let me go ahead and put on. We have a new animation, so I'm just going to play the new animation. Now I'm going to play this one. This will give me time to go to the bathroom. So we'll skip the ad. Okay, enjoy this. I'll be back in just a minute. I didn't stay long. Too long. Okay. Now let me see here. Good timing. Let me see. Would you all prefer to? We can do more sporcle. We can do geoguessr, or I can do some drawing. So, what is the preference here? If we can get like 2 people to agree on one, then we can do something. Yes. I've had a lot of coffee this morning, and it just hit me. So, I am back indeed. Oy vey. Yeah, Sporkle's been overrun by ads. You can pay, but unfortunately, I don't want to pay. You like drawers. Let me see here. Anybody else like drawers? Can we talk about the metric system? We can talk about the metric system if you'd like. Despite the video, I am a big fan of the metric system. I do like it. I use plenty of metric stuff on a regular basis. And like I'm an engineer, so I've always preferred doing like math and stuff in. I don't know why that's sped up in metric. Although I do like I don't think metric can compete with feet. Let me go ahead and switch over here. Hopefully this works. Add a source. Sorry about that. And let me go ahead and like a nice light blue. Okay, so the metric system is kind of easier to learn in the sense that, like, if you need to learn one of them as an adult or as your second measurement system, it is much better to learn the metric system. But sort of like, you know, is English better than Chinese? Like, there's some arguments to be made as to whether or not one is better than the other, but sorry, your messages got removed for being all caps. Sorry, that's an automatic thing. So let me see here. It's easy. Okay, so things that the metric does better, or that the imperial does better. One is feet. Okay. Feet are a very useful measurement. Like the size of them, right? Metric has decimeters, which are smaller than a foot. But meters are 3 times as large. Okay, so I think just like things that you interact with on a daily basis, there's like, think of it like a scale of size, right? So from small to large. Okay, and in generally all cases, for people that use the metric system, for small, they use centimeters. And I'm not talking really small. At some point, you'll go to millimeters. We're not going to talk about that. And then you go to meters. Okay? So for really small things, so what do you, like, meters are perfectly acceptable. Centimeters are great. Okay? For things that are pretty large, so even like a person's height, okay, meters are good. And for like sizes of rooms, meters are good. Okay. But if we talk about like these are it's good for a lot of stuff here. It's good for a lot of stuff here. This sort of gray area, metric doesn't have a good unit to use. So if you talk about, I don't know, what's a good example of something to talk about? So, okay, like a TV screen, right? If you talk about a TV screen, in English, we have like a 65-inch TV. Okay. Well, that's not a great example. Let's think about something that would be measured in feet. Okay, a person's height. Okay. In English, this ranges from like 4 foot to 7 foot for the vast majority of people. In metric, you go from like 130 centimeters to what, maybe 220 centimeters? Okay. Feet are just kind of better in this instance. Nobody uses decimeters, right? Because when you're talking about something, the smaller the number that you're dealing with, you want the number to be small but not too small, in order to make it sound good, in my opinion. So you describe stuff in centimeters, right? Until it becomes more. The guy does have scoliosis. Until it becomes more convenient to talk about it in meters, right? You wouldn't talk about the height of a building in centimeters. You would use meters. Just like you wouldn't talk about the height of a building in inches, you would use feet. Okay. Because you don't want to deal with huge numbers. You also don't want to deal with super small numbers. Okay. That's like human height is where it is pretty inconvenient to use metric. It's not inconvenient. It just doesn't. It's not great either way. People flip-flop. Some people use centimeters to talk about their height. Some people use meters. Yeah, it's easy to convert between them. Like I'm 180 centimeters or 1.8 meters. I'm also 6 foot. Something like that. I think I'm like 182 or something. I don't know. But neither of these are as good as this. And if I was 6'2", which I'm not, then you would say 6'2". It just kind of sounds better. Okay, so that's one. Now, let me get rid of that. Now, the other thing is, the same is true of a lot of metric units being better than English units. I'm going to say English, American, Imperial, US customary, I'm talking about the same thing every time. But the same is true. So for a lot of things, feet are better than meters. But for plenty of things, meters are better than feet. This means better, not greater than, because a meter is always greater than a foot. So if you're talking about the height of a building, we'll talk about person here. If you're talking about the height of a building, you have the same problem, but in the favor of metric. So if you have feet are so annoying to use that we use stories. So one story is approximately like 10 feet. A story just means a floor. So if you could have a story that's 20 feet, it's not an actual unit. But we would call a 5-story building like 60 feet, let's say. In metric, you would use like a 6 meters? That doesn't seem right. 60 foot? What's 60 foot in meters? You use like a 12 meter building. I think that meters sound better when measuring buildings. Okay. So arguments like that, you got to remember that they go both ways. And for some units, it's going to be better in one, and some units it's going to be better in another. Another example is Fahrenheit being better than Celsius. Now, we're not going to talk about where 0 is, because that basically doesn't matter. But a degree Fahrenheit is basically, or approximately, half a degree Celsius. So a degree Fahrenheit is more, it's not more accurate. They're both equally accurate, but you can have more granular measurements without needing a decimal place. So if we have like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, that would be like 30 something degrees Celsius or something. But if you go up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, you'd only go up to 35 degrees Celsius. So Fahrenheit sort of more naturally like aligns to a rule of 10. So going up by 10 degrees Fahrenheit is measurable. You can tell. Going up by 10 degrees Celsius is a ridiculously high swing in temperature. Like it's, you talk about swings of 5 degrees Celsius. So in this way, Fahrenheit is better just because in order to go up, like a degree Fahrenheit is smaller. That's basically the point. The degree Fahrenheit is smaller, so without decimals, you can have more granular things that you talk about with the measurement. Now, what is the alternative of that argument? Okay, if we have Fahrenheit is better than Celsius, we must also conclude that the centimeter is better than the inch, because 1 centimeter is approximately 0.5 inches, just as 1 degree Fahrenheit is approximately 0.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, so if you use this argument that because the degree Fahrenheit is half the size of a degree Celsius, then the alternative argument must also be true, that the inch is worse than the centimeter because it is twice as big as a centimeter. So it comes down to personal preference, is what I'm saying. And a lot of these arguments, and I've made a couple of videos about the metric system and the imperial system, a lot of the arguments, if the people took a step back, they would realize that the argument can be used to say that the other side is better. Okay? So when I say that like feet is better, the alternative is that, so feet is better, centimeters are better. That's the alternative. But I think that feet are more important. Okay? Than any example where the same thing is true in favor of the metric system. Okay? Just use New York. Yes. Okay. So that's it. The other thing, and this is really the number one thing for which the imperial system shines: poetry. "100%, the imperial system, and also historical systems of measurement like the French imperial system or the Roman system of measurement, okay, they're all better for poetry. Okay, if you listen to American music, okay, or read American poetry, but just think about American music, you will hear miles, you will hear feet, the measurement. You will hear inches, you will hear yards. You will hear, what are some other ones? You will hear gallons in songs. You will hear pints in songs. You will hear, you hear degrees, but that's not really specific. um, all of these words have like not just a factual meaning, but an emotional one, right? And that's based in thousands of years of using these measurements. Okay. When was the last time you heard a song that had kilometers or meters or uh, liters, anything like that? You don't. You really don't. Okay. There are even songs in like Spanish or French that will use miles or things like that, whatever that word is. Hey, thank you very much. Okay. You will hear these words used even though they wouldn't use them to actually measure distances. They use them in an emotional or a poetic way. Okay? For one, they sound better, right? Miles sounds better than kilometers. For one, it's fewer syllables, so it's easier to fit into a rhyme scheme. For the second thing is that it doesn't have like clunky prefixes and stuff, right? Nobody wants to do math when they're talking about like how far away it feels to be from the person they love, right? You're not thousands of kilometers away, right? The song isn't and I would walk 500 kilometers and I would walk 500 more. It's I would walk 500 miles. Okay, the Proclaimers are Scottish. They use kilometers and miles. They use miles because they sound better poetically. Okay, so that's the real reason that the imperial system is better. And you could, oh hey GeoNerd, how's it going? You can do both. I have no problem with both. I use metric every day for plenty of things, and not just the things that we use metric for in the U.S. Like food labels use grams, milligrams, and calories. But like I'll use meters or liters on a daily basis. I think they're both just systems of measurements. Okay, you can have preferences on one or the other, and if you're in science and engineering, absolutely metric is better. I won't argue with that. That would be silly to do so. Yeah, drowning under 20 liters of water. Yeah. Um, that's why. Okay. I think that the U.S. is just kind of stuck. We're never gonna move on from using the imperial system. It is too late. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. What is this take? It's just my take on why the imperial system is totally fine. Like, really, it's just fine. It's not hurting anybody. It makes non-Americans upset. Um, but we're just gonna we're just gonna keep doing it. We learn metric in school. It's not really that hard. Um, so you win some, you lose some. What else would we like to talk about? Let's draw a quick country ball, why not? I think the music stopped. Let me go check out the music. Oh, just play it again. Okay, Trump. Don't like the guy. What is going on? Why can't I draw a good ball? Sometimes it takes a minute, especially when it's that large. That one's good. Okay. Nobody likes him. Yeah. You're European, I assume. So, totally. Does anybody want like a a profile picture or something to be drawn. So I can do whatever. If I don't have any suggestions, I'll just draw something that seems interesting to me. Okay, you can end the Ukraine war in a day. Okay, are you the European Union flag, I assume? I'm gonna have to close chat for a second. Hopefully you are the EU flag. Otherwise I'll have to go back. Okay, yes, nice. EU flag's a good one. I actually don't like this eye that I drew. Get a different eye. Get the brush size back. That's pretty good. Okay. A squared. Okie dokie. So, let's go over how I draw the EU flag. Just briefly. We can talk about whatever else. I always try to stay away from politics, but to be honest, I don't really have a reason to, because people who are like Republican or whatever, I don't respect their opinions, so why would I care? Okay, so let me check what the EU flag is. So, need the 12, 6, 3, and 9 o'clock positions, and then 2 in between each one. So, need to do that. The EU flag is one of the flags that I tend to draw correctly as best I can, because it's not really that hard to do right, and honestly, it looks better when done right, because it's already kind of balanced properly. Okay. And all of the stars point the same direction, which is very convenient. Having to rotate stars is kind of a pain. So this might work. It's going to be annoying. This, let's see if this works. Nope, gotta remove a couple more pieces. Nope. That worked. And now fill all of the pink with that. I don't know if the stars aren't the right color, but whoopsie daisy. And I keep doing the same thing. Okay. That didn't seem like the right yellow. There we go. Maybe you are. You got called colorblind because you use a purplish color for the stars on my Balsona. Yeah, I can draw you next. Do you copy and paste the stars? No, I never copy and paste the stars. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think it looks good, and stars aren't really the biggest pain to draw. I would rather be lazy and not draw as many stars as is required than copy and paste. I do use line tool, kind of. GIMP doesn't have a line tool that's very useful, but I will hold shift and click, and that does a straight line. I tend to think that it looks okay when dealing with stars. This one got filled in extra somehow. Okay, let me add, I'm gonna do this via a layer. So shadows just have to fit within. And then if you just change the layer opacity, then you don't have to deal with different colors. And also, you don't have any problems with anything else. Copy and pasting makes it look more flat. Yeah, because you don't get like the... I don't know. You know because you said that, and I know what you mean. I can't articulate it very well. Let's see. Your Balsona seems to have like shoes or a hat or something. Oh yeah, opacity is very handy. Okay. So what else? Who said that they wanted to be drawn? Zuvish Ball. What is your flag? Is Zuvish a type of... Is Zuvish a place? No. Maybe. It's a custom flag. Can you send it in like the Discord or something? Because I'm unfortunately not familiar. Copy pasting ruins the perspective because objects in the back would be the same size. Yeah, there you go. Yes, that is correct. Also, when you're dealing with like a 3D ball, I'll add a layer. So when you're dealing with like 3D, the ball has got like stuff like this. Okay, the lines aren't like parallel, if that makes sense. This is obviously very rough, but you get sort of this shape. Your profile picture is at your balls. Oh, okay. Let me see. Should have gotten it in the Discord. Suvish. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Yeah. So when that's a big flag. I like the flag though. Yep. Get rid of that. Okay. Okay. It takes me a second to get a nice looking round shape. It's kind of bumpy. That's okay. Just gotta close it up. Sometimes it is not worth it to fix something like that, but sometimes it is. Okay, and that seems fine. Okay. I just got to close this stuff off, yada yada. And the reason I drew it in a different color is just so I have a hotkey to select default colors, which are black and white. So if I draw the ball in an outline, then I don't have to deal with stuff in your dementia arc. Okay. Can you draw me next? Yes. Okay. Yeah, just tell me what it is. And then I can go ahead and draw it, especially if it's like a national flag or something. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, this will be a trick for you to draw, like basically Norway's flag is the only one that this would apply to. So got to get the angle to look about right. Seems fine. And sometimes you got to do the top. The horizontal is easier to do. Sometimes this vertical doesn't look right. Okay, so now that we've got that, these red lines that I drew are gonna be the white bits. And all that we have to do after that is to go through here and fill in these crossbar sections. And that's the easiest way to draw. Basically, any flag that has a pattern that is like this, where it's an alternating color or something, especially if there's actually, one second. Oftentimes it is better to draw a flag like this instead of with pure black. Do ever so slightly dark gray. And if you do that, then even if it's not visibly, you can tell that it's not black. You will always be able to select pure black as separate from it if you have your threshold for color distance good enough. So that's just a tip for you. And you can change any color. So I'm probably going to switch the eyes to be the light dark gray. But I promise you it will save you time if you're drawing stuff and you ever have to go back and change eyes or something else. You don't want to use the same exact color. It can even just be one off. Now that might not let you swap programs, and when you export it might not like have that level of clarity, but it's okay. And sometimes you will miss little bits like this. And for some reason, I can't. Why on earth can't I select this blue? There we go. Okay. And this needs to be. So that should be all of that. Is that white? Okay. Planning on sending this in the DC server. Yeah, I will. Okay. Goodness gracious. You're getting a timeout for a few minutes. Yeah. Oh, EU. Oh, geez. Wait a minute. See, there's another solve my own problem. Watch this. I'm stupid. No. My threshold's just off. Boom, right there. See, that's why you use slightly dark gray. Okay, you can always go back and fix it when you do something like that. Okay, so that works. Does anybody want like a hat or something? As long as it's not like a complicated hat. I'm very bad at drawing hats. What else do we got here? You want hat? What kind of hat? Ba, 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 ba. Nope. A Slovene, some sort of Slovenian hat. Interesting. Okay, traditional one or something. Okay, let me get a traditional Slovenian hat. That doesn't seem right. Is it like a brimmed hat, like a men's hat? Traditional men's hat, or traditional women's hat? Let's see. So there's one, okay. With like a feather in it, the men's hat with a feather. Or you might mean, no, that's German. Both. Men's hat. Is it rounded on top? That's Slovakian. Nobody. These search results are just awful. Sorry, I'm not showing this. I closed Firefox. Slovenian hats for sale. These are just baseball caps with the flag on them. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna assume it's this kind of hat. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but this is the kind that I'm seeing the most. Hello, Sappham. Welcome. More like this guy's hat, but I don't know if this is what you mean. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that one. So select. Let me see layer. Can I crop that layer to selection? Yeah. Okie dokie. Now then, let us draw a hat, and this will be pretty abysmal, but let me try here for a second. I need to do so. Also, it's easier to draw in like bright pink or something like that. Okay, so that's not bad. Actually, that was about ideal. it's gonna go about here. A little taller than that. Yeah. It's a little more sloped as well. That seems fine. And then it sort of tapers off at the back. Yeah, that seems okay. And if this were to have a little bit of a top there, and it's going to sort of come down here. This will go around. So that doesn't look bad. Now then, okay. Using this and making a new Balsona. Very good. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw. Let me draw this a little bit better. I'm gonna make this opacity. Why is it like, what am I drawing this on? I drew that on, okay. Drew it on the wrong layer. So what I'm gonna do is a pro gamer move, which is if you copy and if you copy it, you can then undo until it was gone, and then paste. It'll still be on your clipboard. Okay, so I'm really annoyed by my tool options, but we will see here. 3, okay. Now then, we're gonna start with that. I think it needs to be a little bit more like, yeah, that works. Just gonna get a little extra just dimensioning at the top. Okay, that seems, and I once again did the same thing. Okay, so so silly of me. It's about right. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. This, I want the opacity to go way down. Okay. Didn't need to go down that far. Now let's go ahead and put this down a little bit. It needs to go up a little bit more. Yeah, that works. Now then, Let me see what shape that kind of contouring is. Okay, so it's gonna go like here-ish. That's gonna be darker. And then this area is also gonna be darker. Okay, now it's time to get some colors off this thing. Okay. Okay, sorry for the lack of talking. I'm just focused. Don't like that color. That's gonna be fine. No, I want it to be a little grayer. There we go. Okay. And that's fine. Now I'm gonna do this rope that goes around it. Actually, I'm gonna rope is one thing that is very annoying to draw, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And this. Okay, now here's where the fun part comes. Why? Okay, lower threshold. Okay. And it's gonna have to go up here. Okay. Yeah, so rope is very obnoxious. This is sort of the way that I've come to draw it. There's a couple other ways as well, but generally speaking, this is how I do it. And there we go. Okay, now I've got to fill in a couple of other spots here. And this can be a bit of a pain. Why is that there? Why is this here? I don't know. Okay. Let's draw the flower. Flower is going to help make this look a little bit better. Okay. And we'll just kind of fill this in as we go. Needs a little bit more pink and then a darker color as well. We'll just do this. Need the pinky color. Okay. And we'll just call that ish. Okay. A little bit more here. And there's a lot of green as well. Gonna get 2 shades of green. I'm not gonna deal with the yellow, but go ahead and do that. Filling it in. Okay, and that should be okay. And how's that connected? It's got like a sort of wrap around here. Yeah, we'll just call that good. And what else can I do here? So to make it a little bit better, I'm gonna go ahead and a little bit of pop there. And we will do some of that and some of that. Some of that here. And some here. What else can I do here? I think this is going to have to go a bit up. The brim is a bit off. That looks better. Okay. Your face went more like carnate nom. Feel lonely in chat. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully that looks good. That might be about as good as I can get, to be honest. Let me get a little darker red. Because there's a... which one of these do I want? That's a good red. Okie dokie. Thanks. Okay, so I'm gonna add this, send this to the Discord. Actually, I didn't draw a shadow on this one. So let me just do that real quick. And do that. Don't have bureaucracy on Sunday. Okay, there's the EU and a hat. I'll export this as 5-18. Okay. And 5-018 live stream. Okay, I will send that to the Discord. Hope you like it. It's gonna be pretty big-ish. I don't know how big. Probably like 200-300 pixels. Okay, but anyway, that is it for me. Thank you everybody for showing up. Had a good stream. Yeah, see you all around in the next one. If I can figure out how to end it. Yeah. Adios.